Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to share with you my first food after not eating for 49 days during my 11th Entrypoint Waterfast. I also need to apologize for not doing the live cast here on my YouTube channel. Initially I thought I would be casting it to both Facebook and YouTube, but in the end, because I had to use hotspot on my cell phone, I was afraid that the signal would not be strong enough, so I streamed it only to my Facebook channel in the Czech language and also to the Facebook channel of my partner for this live stream, which was a restaurant called Habanero, which serves Mexican food, and there's a really nice story behind it that I would like to tell you. So let's get right to it. You should all know who I am. And part of who I am is for the past 30 years, I earned living only through one activity. And the activity was that someone would hire me or pay me for telling someone else that a product or a service or a person is really good for the other person. We call it selling, marketing, PR. Basically, there are two types of selling, marketing, or PR. So if you look at it from a point of view of marketing, you're trying something that's at 80% of its quality and you're presenting it as being 100%. And then there's a second type of marketing, and that marketing is that something is already at 100%, but the world doesn't know about it. Why am I saying this? Well, I'm saying this because it ties very well together with what you can actually see, which is the restaurant Habanero where I ate my first food. Today, when I do marketing, I only work with products, services, and people who are at 100%. So basically, the ones who are great, but the world doesn't know about them. And that's exactly the reason why I started cooperation in 2023 with Habanero. What I did one day, without even actually telling the owner ahead of time, I went to this restaurant because the shopping center is near where I live. And I went into the restaurant and I spoke with the cook and I said, look, let's go into the kitchen. The kitchen is actually behind the counter. I asked him, let's make something. And he started making salsa and he was talking about it. And I was recording it with my iPhone. And, he was opening the fridge and I was shocked how clean the kitchen was. It was spotless. And the cook, even though he didn't know that I was coming, he talked about the food and about the ingredients and the process. It was like so spontaneous and it was like so genuine and nice that I was just blown away. So, and after we shot the video in the kitchen, and of course, I will provide all the links to all the videos in the description to this video. Then we went to the front, which you can see here, and he was making some new dish. And the way he talked about the dish, it was just amazing because it was without any preparation. We did it in one take. It was the first take. The reason I'm mentioning it is that I've done so many political campaigns. If you want to do a video spot where a politician talks for 5-10 minutes or 2 minutes, usually it's really hard to do it in one take, because when you work with the politician, you really see in their kitchen. You really know what they are like, and you can really compare it also to the image, how the public views them. This was for me a really good experience with Habanero, that I experienced their kitchen and I knew that it's a high quality food. This is where the stream started. I had all the ingredients, the meats and everything. I had it in the little cups. Everything that I had there was low carb, so there was no rice. And there was, of course, no tacos or pita bread. Yeah, so, why Habanero? So in 2018, I think it was 2018 or 17, I ran into a blog post by Tim Ferriss, how to lose, I think, 10 pounds in 30 days without exercising. And the idea was eat Mexican food, but drop the rice and drop the tacos. And when I read it, I searched for a fast food place in Prague, and I found this food chain Habanero, which I found out that was in these 3 or 4 shopping centers near actually where I live. So I used to go there, and basically I would get their item called burrito bowl, and basically they would take a plate and I would just tell them all the ingredients that I wanted in the bowl, and I just loved it. You know, the taste was great, and it was basically a keto diet, no carbohydrates. So this is what I ate during I think 2018 and 2019, and then in August 2019 I did a Waterfast, my first one in 2019. This is just, you know, also interesting that this is my 11th Waterfast since 2019. So in 4 years I fasted 11 times, and altogether I think it's 519 days, which is I think over a year and a half, which I think is completely crazy that during the past 4 years I haven't eaten for a year and a half. Yeah. So when I did my first fast in August 2019, I was 42 years old. And I never cooked in my entire life. But during fasting, you think about the food, and I was watching a lot of YouTube videos about cooking, and I decided I was going to cook. And what happened in December is that somehow it happened that I was going to cook for 10 of my friends in a flower shop, which was turned into a fine dining place for us 10, 12 people. And I think I prepared like an appetizer, main course, and a dessert. And the main course, because I wanted to make it nice, was with a presentation and a story. And the story was that I was telling them how I ate at Habanero, and that I ate this burrito bowl because I wanted to lose weight without exercising, and you can actually achieve that if you eliminate carbohydrates. So there's a video where someone recorded me how I'm presenting this dish that I made, and so this was my relationship with Habanero. And about 2 months ago, a friend of mine was telling me that he knows somehow we started talking about Habanero, and a friend of mine told me that he knows the owner, so he introduced us. And that's when, after our first meeting, we agreed that I would shoot a video, because I really like Habanero, and I always thought of it as being at 100%. So I said I was going to shoot a video, because that's what I like, working with people and companies who are at 100%. And after I shot the videos with Javier, and with how he was making salsa and how he was also making the new dish, I was completely sold that this is a company restaurant food that everyone should know about, because it's something that's at 100%. And let me check if let me fast forward to when I had the first food. And the first food was actually I think it was the pulled chicken. And yeah, it was, which one? Yeah. So this was the first food I was going to eat. One of the really nice and beautiful sensations are that you are actually chewing something, or that you have something warm in your mouth, which When I started doing my 11th Entrypoint Waterfast, my weight was 87 kilos. And after 49 days, I weighed 67 kilos. So I lost 20 kilos. So on the main video, I weigh 67 kilos. And here today, I weigh 78 kilos. So I don't know if you can see the difference, but I can see that I was really... The last food I had 49 days before this event was 3 buckets of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Yeah, so now I put everything into the bowl because it was much fat. I really wanted to eat more and mix the food. So here I just put everything into the main bowl, and then I think the guacamole, and I think it was like a nice shot that I did of the bowl itself. Yeah, it was really, it was good. So you can see the owner is in the back. The guy in the blue shirt, that's our mutual friend who introduced us. So he was also invited to this event. It's nice that we all met there. The cool thing about this diet is that it's not about only losing weight, but it's about turning into ketosis, which really helps, empowers your brain. So this gives it, I would almost say a label of it being a functional diet, because it makes you more productive from a point of view of mental energy. So again, if you run into Mexican food, it can be turned into this functional diet. And maybe we'll run into the part. Let's see.
Takže přátelé, tohleto je pan majitel Habanera, Alejandro. To je ten srdcař. Alejandro, do you want to say something in English to the people who will see it now and in the possible future if we don't delete this cast?
Well, first, thank you, George, for inviting me to your podcast. Thank you, George, for having chosen our restaurant. And I'm quite glad that he has the opportunity to explain you how our cuisine works, how healthy we're trying to be. And I'm Mexican, so I can tell you that Mexican cuisine, of course, is tailored to the Czech palate, because we know that my palate and your palate might be different. I eat a lot of spiciness. This is non-spiciness, and you can always have it to your taste, from non-spicy to spiciness. But this for you you can degustate. So, and I'm glad that George explained this, because I'm proud what we have achieved, and I'm glad that he likes our cuisine and is one of the top customers here in Habanero. Thank you, guys.
Perfect, so budu pokračovat dál.
Yeah, guys, so that was from the owner. And so I think that it's a very nice story. And it's a nice story because I basically can say that I guarantee the food because it's great, and also the diet. So check out the links, and and this was it. It was my 49th day, my first food in the fast food chain Habanero here in Prague, Czech Republic. Check out the links in the description to this video, and I will try to make another video solely about the 11th Entrypoint Waterfast, because there were some interesting insights again. And again, this fast opened my eyes into certain areas of our reality which I was not aware of. Yeah, so even the 11th time was again different than the previous times, but I will tell you more about it in the next stream. And also feel free to write me. I love when you guys write me on WhatsApp or here and ask questions about fasting or about how to approach life, because you can see on this video right here where people ask me, how do you do it that you don't eat for that many days? And I always tell them, well, it's about how you set up your mind, and that's what I talk about in this video over here. Like, all these videos here are, I would say, interesting, and you can find them on my YouTube channel. So see you soon, and